Thank you so much for hopping onto my YouTube channel today, everyone. My name is Lydia. I am your money mentor online. I appreciate you joining me today, and I do not take your presence on my channel for granted. Today, I want to talk to you about 5 things that help you when you're doing a financial MOT. What is a financial MOT, for goodness sake? Okay, well, we all know about car MOTs in the UK, and these are the way in which we ensure that our cars are roadworthy. So we take it to the MOT place, and what they tend to do is they will check our oil, they'll check our mileage, they'll check our tires, things that ensure that we don't have accidents on the road. Well, a financial MOT is exactly the same and then some. It is basically a way for you to make sure you don't have financial accidents, guys. I can't tell you enough how important this is. To be able to take a bird's eye view of your finances, take a reality check, ensure that you're doing everything right. That is what an MOT does for you, and it helps keep you on track so you don't have accidents, financial accidents, right? 5 steps to a financial MOT. Here we go. Step 1, ensure that your portfolio is real and balanced for your goals. MOT point number 1, rebalance your portfolio and check it on a regular basis. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have stocks or shares in your portfolio, it's super important every 12 months or so to take a peek at them and see if this is something that is still trending towards your goals. For example, if you have a goal of having X amount in your bank account by the time you retire, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't keep track of it and ensure that your portfolio is where you want it, giving you the returns that you want, then you may be surprised if your retirement time comes and you have a portfolio that looks nothing like what you'd hoped for. So I want to encourage everyone, take a peek at your portfolio, ensure that it's balanced if you can, and that could be your property portfolio, it could be your stocks portfolio, it could be anything that you have ever invested in. But look at your investments, ladies and gentlemen, and see if they are trending towards where you want to go and when you want to retire. Number 2 on our financial MOT check. Number 2 is ensuring that you protect what matters most. What do I mean by that? It's a big old word and it means insurance. If you are at that age where you want to make sure that your children are protected, that your home is protected, that your vehicles are protected, and you don't have those protections in place already, ladies and gentlemen, do not waste time. Get this done. Consult with someone who you know and you can trust, and speak to someone about the different types of insurance that you need to have. Do you have homeowner insurance? Do you have vehicle insurance? What type of vehicle insurance do you have? Do you have third party or do you have fully comprehensive? Those are things you need to discuss. Do you and your spouse have life insurance? A lot of people who are of our culture don't want to talk about life insurance, don't want to talk about death. But ladies and gentlemen, insurance is key. And having a will. If you do not have a will at this stage in life, ladies and gentlemen, you need to make one. You can actually go online, there are will templates. Make sure that your will is written. You may say to yourself, oh, I have nothing. That's not the point. If you have anything at all, doesn't matter if you're not talking about your savings, if you don't allocate that to somebody, guess who allocates it for you? The government does. And you don't want to be in a place where you don't have a will that is well written, that expresses your desires as best as possible, especially for your loved ones. So ensure that you have a will. If you have a pension, ensure that your pension is actually directed to specific people. Who would become the people who benefit from your pension should you pass away? Those might be your children. What percentage are you going to allocate to those children? Who are the beneficiaries, and how do you make that choice to ensure that they get exactly what you asked them for and that the tax man doesn't get any of it? So these are questions you want to ask yourself. Protect the ones and the people and the things that you love the most. Use insurance because it's there. It's smart, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, we know insurance actually costs a lot of money, but how much would it cost you if you didn't have it? That's the question. So protect the ones and the things that you love the most through insurance and through ensuring that you have trusts in place, etc., to maximize what goes onto your beneficiaries when you're no longer here. Number 3, check to ensure that your retirement savings are on track. Why is this important, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. Time doesn't stop. it will keep ticking on, and we need to make sure that we keep up as best as we can. So if you have a savings account and that is purely set aside for your retirement, be it an ISA, be it a pension pot, whatever it is, you want to make sure you know where it is. I cannot tell you how many people lose their pension pots and can never find it. This is so common in the UK. I cannot tell you how many times. You'll see the percentages below where I'll tell you how many people lose pensions in the UK. So think about it. You work somewhere. You lose your documentation. You didn't try to find it. And then, for example, 10 years down the road, you think to yourself, I used to have a pension there. You call them up and they're like, sorry, Mr. Man, unfortunately, we only keep our records for 7 years. That is the truth. So you're in a position now where you know you paid into a pension, but you no longer have access to it because you don't have the information you need to claim it. This is real, ladies and gentlemen. As often as we change jobs in this generation, like our parents before, they used to live quite easily and they would have a job for life. That's not how it works anymore. So we end up switching jobs and we end up moving up without moving our pensions. So guys, this is so crucial. Make sure that you know A, where your pension is, and B, the information you need to access it. So there's that. And then your retirement savings, make sure you know where that savings account is. Make sure you have that savings account information available, and make sure you probably tell one of your children where it is as well. So if anything happens, they know where to be able to get that from. Because I promise you, it's highly unlikely that an insurance company is going to run after your children and say, hello, excuse me, your dad used to pay insurance to us. That's not the case. If you don't go and claim it, you're not going to get it. So please make sure that you are tracking your pension pot, tracking your savings account to ensure that you know where it is and you have the right information and that you're on target of where you want to go. All right, number 4, invest with the most tax efficient options. Okay. Now, remember, we all get our 12,000 personal allowance that is tax-free in this country. The first 12,000 that you make, you don't pay tax on. Okay. But did you also know that after you've paid that tax on anything over 12,000, you could save up to 20,000 a year in an ISA in this country, and it is tax-free. That is money that you could repeat every single year if you could. So 20,000 in year 1, 20,000 in year 2, you do that for 10 years, 200,000. That is money that is tax-free. The government is not going to take that from you because it's been promised to you. For your children, it's 9,000 a year. You could have a junior ISA for your child and it is completely tax-free. These are tax-efficient savings that we should all make use of, ladies and gentlemen, and consider them. Lock things away in a trust if you can, and you know you're doing it legally. Make sure that these are tax-efficient savings that you are making use of. So remember, guys, death and taxes, they always happen. There's nothing you can do to avoid death and taxes. Those are the consistencies of life. However, it is smart to be able to ensure that you invest in a way that is tax efficient and grow what you have so that you can actually benefit from it without HMRC grabbing it. Number 5, last but not least, we have to be able to take a regular look at what is required of us. For example, I am one of those people who has an older parent and I have younger children. So it's a bit like a sandwich generation. That's what I like to call it. I'm not sure what the media calls it, but you're stuck between taking care of your parent and also taking care of your children. So being able to juggle these things and ensuring that you're in a place where you're also financially taking care of yourself is super important. And this is probably the 5th, but the most important M.O.T. point that I'm going to give you today. Having a financial M.O.T. at least once a year, make sure that you are taking care of your own financial position. Okay, ladies and gentlemen? So, just to wrap it up, I want to point out why it's so important to do this and how you can do it. So just like financial self-care, shown in this video here, I want you to take a moment once a year, maybe the day before your birthday or the day after your birthday, something that you won't forget. Take a look at your finances. Understand where you are. Make sure everything is covered and take an analysis. Look at it yourself and say, okay, self, what have I done so far to ensure that my dad is taken care of, my kids are taken care of, and I am taken care of? Have I protected those that need to be protected? Have I gone through those 5 steps that Lydia, your money mentor online, gave you? Take a look at them and ensure that you're in a place where your finances are actually being tracked and ensure that they're going in the right direction that you want them to go to. So, set up a date for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. You might need to bring a little bit of a glass of wine with this for yourself to be able to sit down and go through your finances as often as you can. I definitely recommend that you do this MOT at least once a year. But I recommend that you take the time, go through these steps, ensure that you're in a good place, and then we'll start the year all over again. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for sticking it with me through this video. I appreciate it. I always ask only 3 things of you: that you like the video, that you subscribe to my channel, and that you share this video with someone who you know needs a financial MOT. And ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you on the next one.